Hey everybody, what is going on? Dace here, and today we're taking a look at Deltazeal, which just recently hit Switch. Yeah, this is a really interesting one. I did just a short sit down or two earlier today, and recorded a little bit just so that I had something to like speak over after the fact. And this is really awesome. Like it's very different, and we'll get into just a little bit of why that is the case. But so far, like just to give you a quick idea, the music is just something that gets better and better the more you dig into the game. Like this first stage, for instance, was just like, wow, this sounds awesome. And then I got to stage 2 and it was like, holy smokes, this is wicked. And then stage 3 was like, oh man, this music is like off the charts. And I can only imagine what it's going to be like when I'm digging even deeper into the game, which who knows when that will be these days. But I figured at least a sample of the game would be neat to check out and to share with you all. So yeah, anyway, in terms of the price, it's for Canadian dollars anyway, it's like sitting around like $17, just for those who are considering picking this up or whatever the case may be. So as you can see on these sides, it shows you like what your buttons do. You have like bombs, you have your auto fire, like rapid shot, and then your normal shot. You won't see it in this because I don't use it for anything, but if you hold down the like A button, the shot button, and you can charge up this black hole attack, which is kind of explained in the bottom left corner there. And that just, does all sorts of damage. And the bombs, of course, are like huge too. So the neat thing, in the bottom, like on the actual play area, in the bottom left, you'll see all those different like colored jewels, some upside down, some the other way. And those are kind of like, each weapon, as you can see, like corresponds to a specific color. So the green is the missile, blue laser, red wide shot. Interestingly enough, Devil Engine uses the same exact color scheme for their spread shot, missiles, and lasers. So that's interesting. So what's neat is you can, like, by collecting whatever amount of like specific colored power-ups you want, you'll have that much more going off while you're firing, but you can technically have all 3 weapon types going off. So what I've, like, just as a quick example, you'll see me doing a lot of like the red, like that's the main thing I go for. And then I'll have like 1 or 2 homing missile pickups, and then like 1 or 2 of the blue as well. I just really find that effective. But again, like when I dig deeper into the game, there may be stages where like you're gonna want to have like more of one or more of the other or whatever. Like you get the idea. But it's neat that it's not just like you choose one, you have to play with that until you select another. It's like you have all 3 going all the time, as long as you're kind of like collecting the stuff and balancing things how you see fit. So that's a really cool thing to see. So this game is really into alternate like routes, or just like alternate sections, like from one run to the next. Like I'm not sure all the ins and outs in terms of like how to trigger certain things, or all of the specifics on like scoring and what role that all plays, but there are tons of different things that will happen one run, and then completely different things will happen another time, like surprise enemies that you've never seen before, or entire waves of enemies during a specific part. Like some of my first few like sample runs, I never saw the train section that we just did. So yeah, it's just neat to see what all pans out as you get deeper and deeper into the mix, so to speak. As you can see, the bosses they don't really put up an insane fight. The boss fights go pretty quickly, and as long as you know what you're doing, you won't really have too much of an issue. And I think talking about the visuals is certainly something to do too. Like there's a lot going on here. Like if you look at the water, you can see all of it moving. I cannot tell you how many shmups, like older shmups I've played, where the water is often static, and so it's really cool to just see that everything is in motion here. It's really awesome. And also, like, just the enemy variety from one stage to the next is wicked. Like, these huge, they're not rafts, I'm not sure what you would really call these huge metal structures that are like floating out here, but each stage just has such a cool feeling to it and setting, and it's just a genuine delight getting to each new level and just seeing what they do differently. So one thing I will say, in this run, it appears as though the stage 3 that I mentioned, where like I really loved the music, actually isn't here now. It's this water stage instead. So I'm not sure what triggers that either. Again, it could be a combination of things. Who knows? I'm sure like other people who have played this in the past or like way back or whatever, probably like, yeah, could drop that in the comments if they know or whatever. But it's just neat to see that. So we're not actually hearing the song that I really enjoyed the first time I made it to stage 3. In terms of the backgrounds too, like not including like the moving sections of like water and whatever, but just the amount of detail that we see, like literally every square inch of this game, like you just see details that no one had to do, but like they did it anyway, and it just adds to the incredible experience that like I'm already enjoying in Deltazeal. It's just fantastic. So I think, I don't recall if I like take a silly hit here or not, but oh yeah, I do. Oh man. And another thing that's great is like just being able to collect a bunch of your power-ups when you do take a hit. So you're pretty much just right back into the action. This is one situation where having more focus on like a straight shot, like the blue laser for instance, and green would be great. I've said it in all sorts of other videos. Normally I go for like the most linear firing weapon possible, just because I like the additional challenge and just the concentrated damage on a single target. But other times like I'll go for, yeah, like a balance or just something else depending on what I'm feeling. And I'm not sure the significance of that screen right there with those tiles and the colored things. It's one of those things where like some runs it's completely different color, different position, whatever. So I'm not sure what's up with that, but it's... And also like this is the first, in this run specifically, this was the first time seeing things transition to like this blood red water. I'm not sure if that's like an every time thing or like what the situation is there. So yeah, like I think in short, there's just a lot to figure out, a lot to experience here. Like just look at the water, like that is such a great looking effect. And the game really does, I'm not sure if it, again, if it like it matters so much, but it almost feels like the game wants you to prioritize speed killing quite a bit. Which is great because like I love point blanking. I love just getting right up there with like a spread shot and just having all of that damage funneling into the boss's face or enemies that are showing up or whatever the case is. I know I take another silly hit here. I just kind of like corner myself at some point soon. Or yeah, I backed right into it there. And I just bombed because it was like, alright, let's just get peeps out of the way here. But yeah, it's refreshing just popping into a game. Today was like the first time all week that I had booted up the Switch. So as much as I want to be like, yeah, chipping away at certain clears and things like that, like it's just a very different story these days. But yeah, it was very, very refreshing jumping into something new like this. I also just recorded my Hori mini review at long last. That's been something I've been wanting to do for months and months. So my throat is actually starting to get a little raspy here because I've just been, yeah, doing a bunch of different projects with the free time that I've had this evening so far. Just taking full advantage of it. And there we go. That's the end of the run. I didn't feel like I had to show like so much of the game or anything, so that's where we're leaving things off for now. But anyway, let me know what you think. Like if you're jumping into this game, if you picked it up day one or whatever the situation is for you, or maybe you're seeing it now and it's looking like something you might really enjoy. Let me know what you like about it, what you don't like about it, whatever you'd like to share. I want to thank everybody for swinging by and giving this a watch or a listen. Have a stellar day, whatever time it is, whatever you're doing. Have an awesome time and a safe time. And yeah, thanks so much for the support, everybody. Really appreciate it. Have a wicked one, and we will see you next time.